So the main topic is gender roles. Yay! Are they still relevant? Are they real? Are they important? All of that. Answer any piece you want. I have thoughts. I'm looking forward to hearing all of your thoughts on gender roles. Go for it, fellas. Days over there going nuts. Go ahead, Days. You can spark it.
I was raised with both parents, brother.
Okay.
I was raised with my mother and my father. They were together for 23 years, my brother.
Okay.
And whatever my mom was could do, my father, I'm talking about, he was great with the kids. You feel what I'm saying? I tell stories all the time. I remember my father going to the park, and it was like, what's that show that it's like you walking and people join in with the walk as y'all going to where y'all going? I forgot. There was like a show or some type of, was that Fat Albert? Something like that, some type of intro like that. But that was my pops. Like, he going to the park, and because he understood that the women, they had things to do. They had, priorities. You understand what I'm saying? And, he was strong on, kids being out and being kids. You understand what I'm saying? Taking them to the park. And I mean, he would take the whole neighborhood. You get what I'm saying? The neighbor would be like, yo, can my kid go? Boom, boom. Like, here, he would go. You know what I mean? My pops, he did dishes. He cooked. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you feel me? Like, it's funny how these terms, I'm learning these terms now as I'm getting older. But when I was younger, that wasn't even a thing. It wasn't. You feel what I'm saying? Mom, she had to go to work. She went and did things, and pops was at the crib, and he felt like the crib wasn't well kept. Oh yeah, we gonna get to it. You understand what I'm saying? And that's what leaders do. As a leader, he doing it, and we along with him doing it too. You feel what I'm saying? He's not just pointing fingers like, you do this, you do that, you do. You understand what I'm saying? So yeah, gender roles, I don't really like, and even me, like, and speaking for myself, I do I wash clothes, you feel what I'm saying? I do my own, I could cook, I could do all that. That's how my mom's raised me. You got to be able to take care of yourself. Now, when we come together as a union, now we start to compromise and work together as a team. You understand what I'm saying? It ain't no, I'm gonna kick my feet up while you go sweep the floors, and because I feel like as long as we move together as a unit, it's not strenuous on anyone in any factor, way, shape, or
I think Dave said some great.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think Dave said some great stuff here. But now we gotta also shift from now in that's one section. We're talking about jobs, like, who does what. You know what I mean? Tasks that. But what about characteristics? That's the other thing we got to talk about too. What's the gender roles and characteristics? Are men supposed to be aggressive and not nurturing and stuff? I don't know anything like no dudes who wasn't not nurturing to their kids. You know what I mean? Or you know what I'm saying? Like they would say women were supposed to be sensitive and delicate and not aggressive and nurturing, and men were supposed to be hard and harsh and not talkative and not friend. I think they try to force that a lot on people, especially back in the day. You know what I mean? I don't think that it happens now, but I agree. I'm just adding to what Days was saying. Days was talking specifically like, all right, father was cooking and cleaning too. You know what I mean? There was no gender role in that way, but the also thing we got to talk about is the characteristic thing that's kind of been forced on us, but not really real in the real world. Like, not in our culture. You know what I mean? My mother got up and went to work too and did stuff. You know what I mean? We had to know how to do stuff. There was no like, it wasn't a '50s sitcom where she was home cooking and my father came over with his briefcase and put his feet up and started pipe. You know what I mean? That didn't happen. That didn't happen at all. So I'm kind of saying, it's kind of blurry, especially in the cultural view. You know what I mean? That's the thing.
Can I say something? I'm glad that you added more clarity to it, because like I'm being honest with y'all. Like, whenever I hear that term or I heard that term, it was in reference to like, well, who washes the dishes and who. I never really heard it in retrospect to like characteristic traits as far as like feminine and masculine. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just responding from, how I was answering the question. Usually when I hear it, it's, oh, well, who takes the dog out, or who takes the trash out, or you get what I'm saying? Like, my mom's was a tomboy. So she was willing to do anything that you feel what I'm saying? And something that my brother said to me today, he said that they balanced each other. You get what I'm saying? Like, my father's like 6'5", dog. You feel 6'5", dog. My mom's like 5'4". You feel me? Like, he said they balanced each other. You feel me? My father really understood balance. So I don't really think, I don't know. Maybe it was there. Like, that's what I'm telling y'all. Maybe it was there, but I didn't really know those terms.
Well,
I didn't even know that stuff
a
existed.
good union, you won't even see those terms. It'd be a blur. It'd be a big blur like it was. It's supposed to be like that with a good union. It's supposed to be a blur. Who takes this job to do and take care of each other? There's no weird characteristics.
It need to be done. You get what I'm saying? Like, if you there and it's convenient for you to do it and it need to be done, boom. You get what I'm saying? Vice versa. You feel what I'm saying? If I'm on my way to work and the trash is there, okay, cool. Boom. You get what I'm saying? If she gets up before me to go to work and I work at night and she on her way out and it's convenient for her to, walk the dog or whatever. You get what I'm saying? I'm curious. I'm interested to see what other brothers got to say.
Yeah, man, I'm glad to hear what y'all said, man. I think that's beautiful, and just to be basic and answer the question, like, gender roles are irrelevant, and it sounds like what you cats are saying when it comes to people of color, we never really had gender roles like that. You know what I'm saying? It like, we always was, because we coming from a state of trying to survive. So
correct,
that gender role kind of thing, the moment cats, put their, feet on the soil, it was okay, get in where you fit in, because we got to try to make it till tomorrow. So a lot of that stuff is coming from, a lot of white cats, whatever. But, and the way I look at it, when I heard Jay ask the question, I go right to like a basic thing in my mind. That's like, okay, gender roles. What does that mean? That says, okay, whether you have a penis or a vagina will determine whether you do a thing. That's the most retarded thing ever, yo. Like, that's stupid. If you put it to basically what it's saying, that's exactly what it's saying. Based on your pee-pee parts means you can do it or not do a thing. Like, there's countries right now that's like,
right when that's
right there.
You know what I'm saying? Like, women. Yeah, it's like, okay, there's countries where it's like women can't drive. Why? What the hell are you talking about? Women can't go to school after this grade. That's retarded. Like, what? You know what I mean? It's like, you're basically saying because they have a certain pee-pee part, they can or cannot do a thing. Are you kidding me? Right? That's a juvenile thinking right there. Like, as a civilization, we don't even need to be thinking like that. And it's archaic, it's silly and stupid, and I don't buy into it at all. And I love when you said, okay, if the relationship is dope, you don't even see that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, we playing football, we got to get the ball down there. You know what I mean? Hey, a good football player is the quarterback, the receiver. You don't never know what we're going to do. I might, right? If you watch a good game, you think the dude is about to throw the ball, and then he run 50 yards. You be like, yo, I didn't know this cat could run. Yeah, you don't know. You don't know. You don't know position. We switch positions all the time. You know what I'm saying? You just never know what to expect. That's a great team where it's like positions just blur. Like, whoa. And if you're in a relationship like that where it's like, yo, I'm not gonna not do the dishes because I happen to have a penis. Like, the bitch just gotta get done. Like, that's dumb. Like, I always say, for me, it's about, there are things that got to get done, like cleaning and things. And then it's like, what can you do? You know what I mean? Like, what are you good at? So this thing about, okay, yeah, men are supposed to protect that. I'm only good at protecting the house because I've been trained. Like, I'm a different cat. Mm-hmm. It's not because I happen to have a penis. I have 30 years of like self-defense training. It has nothing to do I wasn't just born and then someone gave me all these skills. Like, no, I was like trained. You know what I'm saying? If you're good at something, you're good at something. I also went to like a vocational high school, so I know how to fix things. It wasn't because I have a penis. It's like, you went to this school, you got this particular knowledge. Oh, the dryer's broke. Hey, I went to school to fix. The school I went to, we learned major appliance repair, right? So it's like, oh, I know a thing or two about fixing these things. Let me take a look at it. And then women would be like, yeah, I like a man and know how to fix stuff. Well, you're stupid, because I that didn't come with me where I was born. They said, oh, you have a boy. Well, here's all the things that he's got. No, that didn't happen. I just happened to learn these things. You know what I'm saying? So some dudes are like really great cooks. They may not know how to do a thing or thing. They just not really cook with it. Does that mean that they are more like feminine? Like, that's dumb. And I really feel like it needs to die. I feel like it is dying, but if it can die faster, that would be great. Yeah.
Can I say something real quick?
Go through.
Right. Because I think it's a recipe for destruction when you look at it a certain way, right? Let's take, myself or somebody like I live alone. Can you imagine if that was instilled in me? Yo, bro, my crib would be in shambles, dude. Unless a shorty came over. You feel what I'm saying? My crib would be in shambles. I'll be bringing shorties to my crib like, you know what to do. I'll be handing them brooms and mops and shit as they walking in the crib, sponges and soap dish. You know what I'm saying?
Ingredients to food. Here you go. Do something with this. Make a cake or something. I don't know.
Laundry all over the place. You feel what I'm saying? Curtains and like, it would be crazy.
Chop up these vegetables, bitch. I don't know what the fuck.
All right, but here's a question, guys, brothers. Let's do on this. Here's a question. Do you think, though, there are some kind of internal instincts that men and women have that might not be gender roles, but just instinctive? Like, men may want to be more protective, women may want to be more maternal in some cases. Do you think that's something, or that's just also something that's been manufactured for us to think? What do you think?
So I spend a lot of time with kids, man. I've been doing this youth development stuff for a long time. So I see little babies, like, 3, 4, 5 years old a lot of times. And yes, sometimes you do see like the little boy who has these instincts to like protect or be tough or whatever. But the thing is, there's always outliers. There's always like, yo, I've just been around a lot where I see like, yo, this girl is gonna be rocking cats. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes I'll just see like these little girls who are just like, yo, beating the shit out of these boys. Like, damn, son, crazy aggressive or whatever. So it's like, yes, sometimes you see that. Like, sometimes you see a little girl who gravitates to the baby doll and just wants to take care of it and have a little bottle and blah, blah, blah. And other little girls would be like, that's whack. I don't want to do that. Can we go play soccer? Like, I don't want to do, So, it's like, yes, it's still there, but there's so many exceptions to it. It's kind of irrelevant. You know what I mean? So if I take a class, I might see like 5 or 6 of the boys doing traditional boy stuff. And then I might see, 3 or 4 of the boys who are like, can I go play with the dolls? Yeah, son, go knock yourself out if you want to go play with the dolls. You know what I mean? It's nothing wrong with that. Yeah. Now what we have to do as leaders, or especially me as a teacher, I have to tell other people, let him play with the dolls. It's okay. But the girls do that. No. If he wants to play with dolls, he can play with dolls. See, what I've been seeing, and you guys can tell me, what I've been seeing is that we are saying it's cool for the girl to go play football and soccer and do all the traditional, what is supposed to be boy stuff. But when that little boy is like, oh, I want to be a cheerleader. We're like, oh, no, let me explain something to you. Boys don't do that. I'm like, I'm not going to do that. You know what I'm saying? If that's what he wants to do, if he has a curiosity to be on cheer, and I've had this happen, where, little boys like, can I be in the cheerleaders? I'm like, yeah, you could do it. and people come back to me, wait, hold on, I gotta talk to you because the boys are not supposed to be like, what is there a script? There's a script that I'm supposed to follow? No. Kids, whatever they're interested in, I let them do it. That's
Nurture
what this
that.
whole thing is about. You know what I'm saying? But yes, sometimes people have these pre-subscribed notions, and they try to make a child feel guilty about some curiosity they had, like, oh, you sure you want to play with the baby dolls? You don't want to play with the army men? You don't want a G.I. Joe? It's like they may not.
Manipulation. That's manipulation.
Yeah, yeah. But when the little girl wants to be Black Panther and, do karate and bust it, no one right now, everyone is like, yeah, go ahead, little girl. But why can't this little boy be nurturing? He might just be a nurturing type. Why are we telling him not to do that?
Yeah, you're
You
right.
know what I mean? Like,
this says nothing about his sexuality.
I see that
He's
and
supposed
I
to go
hate
play with
it.
a doll. Go ahead, play with a doll. Who cares?
Right.
You know what I mean? It says nothing about his sexuality, by the way. This is just him playing with a doll.
Right.
Yeah.
Maybe he cares for people. Maybe he wants to be a nurse.
That's
Maybe he wants to be a head nurse. Maybe he'll be the best nurse this country has ever seen. You know what I'm saying? And change the whole nursing field because he really cares for people. And he started it when he was 5 years old inside your class. But you told him no. It's not for boys to care about other things. Like, nah, man, I can't do that, man. But I'm done. I'll let y'all go in.
Some people are perversive.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They pervert things.
Right.
And I know it's weird that term like that, but that was one of the realest terms I learned, man. Perversiveness. You just looking at something that's so innocent and you just placing some negative connotation on it. You get what I'm saying? But and you also trying to trigger others to look at it the same way when they exercising their innocence.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's how you strip someone of their innocence. You get what I'm saying?
And their potential. Mm-hmm. Because you never know where that's going to take them. You know what I'm saying? And you're taking it away from them mad early, making them feel bad about something that comes natural to them. I look for that. I look to see what you naturally want to do. And it's hard because, people have those gender roles in their head and they're like, well, should I, do this? Should I not go do this? Is that something that boys do? That's something that girls do? And we have to let that go. We have to be like, what do you want to do as an individual? What do you like? If that's what you like, then let's give you more of that thing, period.
Right. Go ahead, Ness. I saw you wanted to jump in.
Yeah. I really love this right now because a big I live on the internet. And I definitely, from a lot of people, even people I know, see the exact opposite of everything I've been hearing here.
Wow.
So there's a lot of people that definitely, I'm definitely going to be like shouting out some big names right now.
All right.
That definitely push the whole gender roles idea.
Okay.
Right. It's definitely something that has changed. It was definitely a part of the past, and personally, it should stay there. Now you have a lot of people who feel like, well, that's just how things are, and that's how they should be. You have a lot of people like Kevin Samuels that was out there and pitching gender roles for whatever reason, even though people grew to a point where that's just not gonna work anymore. But again, there are people that do feel that way, so they are going to seek out other people who feel the same way. So I definitely feel like there is a place for them, and that's with each other. Like, you're always gonna bump into people like that where they definitely feel like, well, the men should be doing this in the relationship. Excuse me for the tap. And women should be doing that in the relationship. And it's like, okay, cool. That works for them. That doesn't work for everybody. Like, it's definitely not going to play out that way. And I think it's hilarious. The universe blesses me sometimes. That this is the topic that we was talking about today, because like yesterday or the day before, I saw a video with this dude, I guess trying to be a new Kevin Samuels or whatnot, and he's doing his thing in front of a camera, and he's on the phone with somebody or on video chat with somebody.
It's a video chat.
And the
I saw
guy
the
is
same
talking.
video.
You saw it? Yeah. Oh my god.
Abba and Preach did a video about this, which is amazing.
Yes, I love Abba and Preach. Anyway, they're like, the guy's like, oh, actually, that's where I saw it. I saw it on Abba and Preach. And the guy's like, oh, me and my wife, we just do whatever needs to be done. And the guy's like, what do you mean? He's like, who does what in the relationship? Who does what around the house? And he's like, we both do. He's like, what? And he was just so perplexed and hurt. And he's like, what are you talking about? No, it's supposed to be this way. He's like, but nah, like we both work. I'm not gonna make my wife come home from work and cook. Like, I'll do that sometimes. She'll do that sometimes. We'll both clean something up. We'll do this. It's not like she doesn't want to come home, just like I don't want to come home from work and be cooking. She don't want to come home from work and be cooking. But it's things we have to do, so we do it, and we both do it whenever we need to. It's like something needs being done, we're gonna do it. It's not, it's my job, it's her job. And the dude just like was so upset, he hung up on the guy.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, he was like, huh? What? No, and he hung up on him and just like went off. And I'm like you're so mad that somebody has a relationship. And the dude started the conversation with, I've been married 20 years.
And to add to that, the other guy, who was upset, is not married. Ever. Never been married. And he asked him that in the video. He's like, all right, but have you ever been married? He's like, no, but you're doing your marriage wrong. That's not how it's supposed to go.
He's like, it's not going to work that way. He's like, it's worked for 20 years.
Yeah. It's 20 years strong, but it's wrong. Okay.
Have you ever done construction? No, but you're not doing that building right. Whoa, you're not laying that cement the right way. You can't be.
It was beautiful. It was beautiful because I think it's perfect because it makes sense. Like, the idea of gender roles in general, like in a relationship, in life, are kind of dead. And then the same thing that Dex said, it's not just about like what you do, it's mannerisms, it's just the way people are. So for example, my dream since I was a wee lad was to be a stay-at-home dad. Like that was always something I wanted to do. And it was always a part of like something I wanted. I was like, hey, I want to protect my family and I want to take care of my family. And this is how I feel like I can do that best. Is, hey, let my wife work and do everything, bring home the money, whatever, this and that. And I'll stay home, take care of the kids, take care of the house, and make sure everything's good here.
Because you're a lazy piece of shit. No, I mean, I think that's great. You know, I think that's absolutely it because there are plenty of women who feel like that. There are plenty of women like, listen, I'm traditional. Yeah, I work, but honestly, I'd rather not. And I'd rather, my husband work and I stay home. So if you can be in a household where it's one income, which is very rare nowadays, but if you can be in one, it's one who wants to do it and who's better at it, right? So whether someone is male or female doesn't necessarily say in terms of their character. If they're more nurturing, I know plenty of women. They are women. They have vaginas, whatever, but they're not the nurturing type. That's just not who they are. You know what I'm saying? They don't. Hey, I'm gonna go out there. I'm gonna slay and slash, and this is who. That's what I'm gonna do. It's like, okay, that's who you are. So this idea that only women should have that choice. Yeah, it's wrong. And if you're saying, hey, I've always wanted to be a stay-at-home dad. Why not? Why not?
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
Tony
I
Danza.
want to
Danza,
Tony
man.
Danza that
Shout out to
shit.
Tony Danza, man. Word.
Facts. Well, I think gender roles are dead. I think some of my co-hosts already said it, but let me be blunt. I think that shit is dead. I think it's archaic. I think it's over with. First of all, walking on the outside every time we take a walk, that shit is over with. Yeah, I don't mind opening doors. Cool. Washing dishes, absolutely. Like Dave said, I live alone. If I don't clean up, we can't even have a pod because there will be shit everywhere. Okay? There's no pod because no one cleaned up. No one did anything. The equipment is dirty. Matter of fact, I probably didn't even unplug the laptop because that was a woman's job. No. So then there's no laptop. There's no pod. It's ridiculous. It's fucking dumb. It's over. Especially in a time when women make so much money. Now, let's get a little deep on niggas one time. Back in the days when this was a thing, women were not working. Women were not working. Generally, the woman stood home and her quote unquote job was to iron the clothes, wash the clothes, feed the kids, have dinner ready, and men only worked. That shit been out of here for generations. So if the women are working, that already changed everything because they no longer are staying home. They no longer are the only person doing things. Even if you work opposite shifts, like the example that Days gave, where one person works at night, the other person works in the morning. Guess what? It doesn't matter. There's still no gender roles. Now, let's fast forward to today, 2022. Women drive, women vote, women work, women make more money than ever in life, ever in existence. Now, if you are married to a lawyer who's bringing in 150K and you're a janitor making $30,000, that gender role shit is gone. That gender role shit is over with. What you have to do is do what you guys have said. Form a union. Have conversations and decide how things are going to go. Because this person who now makes $150,000 is not going to do the same shit she would have done in 1942. No. She has no interest in staying home processing. She's probably great at her job, has her own private practice, and is ambitious and killing shit, as she should. And that's what we should be doing. We should be supporting her. Hey, babe, yeah, you're killing it. I'm here to help you. What can we do to make things better for us? What can we do to make things better for our unit, our family? Okay, yeah, listen. You're kicking ass and taking names. I got a regular job. Hey, listen, I'm a janitor. I get out to school at 3:00, but you're working late hours. You're getting ready for big days in court. Guess what? Don't worry. I got dinner. I'll take the kids to bed. I'll read them the bedtime stories. And that's it. And who knows? Maybe on the weekends, she has more free time. So it's logical for her to be able to do those things. Hey, Saturdays and Sundays, she takes over those things. I don't know. I'm freestyling, but the point is that shit is over with because it's no longer the same copy and paste format. Now, if you're a quote unquote, we lost Tez.
Again.
He'll bounce back in. I'm just gonna keep going. I'm cooking, as they say. So
Right.
if you're a quote unquote high value man, you're making $3.5 million a year. Awesome. Guess what? You're probably dating someone who's not making $3.5 million a year. And so, no, things are not equal. And then maybe you guys have a conversation because perhaps it now makes more sense for her to do certain things. But that doesn't mean that you don't wash dishes. It doesn't mean that you don't wash clothes. It doesn't mean that she doesn't have her own car. All of these things that are archaic, as Dre said, are true. They're gone. And I'm with Nestor. It's a thing of the past and it should stay there. As a single man, I don't like when I go on dates and this comes up. It is frustrating because people say to me, well, I'm old school. I'm traditional. Oh, okay. So you don't work? Okay, but you're divorced. Well, if you're traditional, you're not allowed to get divorced because you have to stay with him until you die.
Yeah.
But wait a minute. You drove a car to this date. but you're not allowed to drive if you're traditional. Oh, you have money in your pocket? Well, you're not supposed to. All this shit is done. And so I don't even want to discuss it. I'll be very honest with you. It irks me. I don't like it.
Yeah.
I don't like it. And I think it's a bullshit excuse in 2022.
Yeah.
That's what I think. And I'm sure I'm going to get lots of bad feedback from our viewers. Cool. Have at it. That shit is over. I have to wash my own clothes. I have to wash it. I enjoy cooking. I'm no chef, but I like cooking. You know what I don't like doing? The dishes. Every time I'm done and I turn around and the fucking sink is overflowing with dishes, I wish I had a partner here to help me out, but I don't. So guess what I got to do? A non-gender role and roll up my sleeves and take off my watch and wash a sink full of dishes. I fucking hate it, but guess what? I have no choice.
This is how it
goes. What?
You're doing double the work, though, son.
I'm doing double the work because I'm a single guy, but I don't even want to discuss it because, son, it's stupid.
I'm a single guy, son. You know what you got to do? You got to clean it as you
go.
go.
I was going to say that.
Yes, my brother.
Just cook. Watch the fire now.
We're talking about gender roles.
Just an aside to
no time to
Right.
Now we're talking life hacks. You know what I'm saying?
Single man life tip. Finishing, wash right there. Your bum.
Yeah.
I think better.
Right.
Yeah, you feel what I'm saying? I am the dishwasher.
Right.
You feel me?
But you know what? When you hear a woman say, I like traditional roles, that really is just subtext to really saying, hey, I want you to cater to me in this way. You know what I'm saying?
But it's over.
It's like no, hold on. What I'm trying to say is they want this double standard to come back. So everything you just mentioned, they want to make as much money as they possibly can. They want to own everything as they possibly can. They want all that stuff. But then when it comes to, okay, well, what comes with that high salary and all that other stuff is you got to do all these things. Well, I don't want to do that work part. Because now I want to switch it automatically and be like, oh, I'm looking for a traditional guy. A lot of times what stops women from meeting good men and being in good relationships is because I heard this where it's just like, oh, I'm looking for someone. Let's say that woman, like you said, maybe she's making 3.5 mil. Okay. So she's like, oh, well, I'm looking for one that's not like on my level or higher. And it's like, whoa, okay. That's where you're messing up, because when men make 3.5 million, they're not looking for another woman making 3.5 million. They're looking for a real partner that's like, yo, I already got the money. I got that. Now I need somebody that's going to help fulfill my life in these other ways. But I think what a lot of times what messes women up is that they say, okay, well, I'm making, let's just for argument's sake, 3.5 or whatever, high salary. And now they're like, you got to have this high salary like me. Well, then if you got two people making this high salary, y'all both have demands. You're both not really seeing each other. You don't got time for me. I don't got time for you. And this is why a lot of these people are unfulfilled. You know what I'm saying? The next thing I want to say is what really blows people up on the internet. I know you guys have seen this, especially when you look in the comments. Every now and then you'll see videos of a woman proposing to a guy, right? She like gets on her knee and she's like, will you marry me? And the internet always goes on fire when this happens. You know what I'm saying? People just lose it. Oh my God, that couldn't be me. That couldn't be me. I don't know. I mean, if that's okay, it's for them, but that couldn't be me. And what they're really saying is, you look at the comments. I mean, they say what they feel. It's like they call the guy a punk. They say, that woman is desperate. How could she do that? And I'm always just like, I don't think like that, and I don't get it. Why is that such a problem? If you want to get married, someone has to pop the question. You know what I'm saying? So why can't she pop the question? Now, if you want to pop the question and get on your knee and all that, that's your style. You don't have to pop the question that way, but maybe she feels that's what she wants to do. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I want to pop the question. I want to get on my knee. I want to propose to you. I want to ask you, will you take my hand? Why is that the thing that the man has to do?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But the internet, if y'all seen those videos, I know y'all have, man, you read the comments, oh man, are they not nice. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh nah, I mean it's all good. You went in. I mean it's the truth. It's just that there are these quote unquote traditional gender roles. It's over. Like it's gone. It doesn't make sense that we're saying empower women and allow women to do all of these things, but at the same time, no, hold on. You're not allowed to do this now. Well, which one is it? Which goes to our subtopic. Let's talk a little bit about, which we kind of already hinted on, is masculine and feminine stereotypes, right? So a man has to walk on the outside. A man has to open all the doors. A man has to bring home the bacon. And if not, according to a very popular meme on the internet, well, it's gay.
Well, you know, I think you have to.
Did everybody see the meme
Yeah, yeah.
in the
Nah,
group
I
chat?
a different perspective on that is because you know, Dre said some key things in that last conversation that we had. It kind of made me think about this, right? Because we didn't come out with that. You understand what I'm saying? My mom didn't give birth to me and it was like, all right, son, you got to cry like this. You feel what I'm saying? If he don't cry like this, he ain't masculine. If I hear him whining.
What are you talking about, Days? Men don't cry. Men don't have feelings.
I've been crying. They said it was a boy. No, I'm being an a-hole, but hear me out. So, you know, there's different stories that surround that one. I just want to touch on that one specific one about the walking on the outside of the street because they talk about that situation where, you know, back in the day with, you know, the woman had the big dress and the brother, you know, the person will put their jacket down and so they could walk over it and or cars driving by on the side of the road. So obviously that's something that was ushered in, right? You say that?
Yes.
It was ushered in. Mm-hmm. So it's not something that's like embedded. It's not something that's like DNA per se, right? A lot of these things are taught. They're conditioned.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah. So I feel like each one of these myths have to be dismantled so that we can educate, right? So let's just take the one where the woman walks on the inside and the man walks on the outside. Where does that come from? That came from this idea that if you're walking down the street with your lady and a car jumps the curb accidentally, right? See, Dex know the deal. He know he's been around. When that car jumps the lake, you're protecting her from getting hit. Now the dismantling comes when you say, okay, that makes no sense. Physics, right? The science of physics. If a car that is a fucking ton, 2 tons, you know, cars are heavy as fuck, and it now has speed, right? So whatever it weighs, you can multiply that by like 10, 20. So now it's like 1,000 fucking pounds when you put the speed onto it. My 230, 50 pound ass ain't stopping that car, and guess what? Who's ever next to me is taking that motherfucker down too. So that's senseless. You know what I mean? It doesn't. It's part of this myth. It's part of the fantasy of, you know, the Superman. I'm just going to hold the car back. You make sure you're safe. I got this. Like that. What the fuck are you? That doesn't happen. If that car jumps the curb and you're on the side of me, we're both getting fucking crushed. That's it.
Can we talk about the prostitution one too? Like, there's a whole bunch of different narratives.
Yep, I think
I'm not selling no one. You know, I got a story. We got to tell a story.
Yeah.
We got to tell a story. I got to do this. Because this was my first introduction, right? And I always tell this story because it was funny, but it wasn't funny, right? You know, I was young and I was dating a chick that was older than me, right? So we walking down the street. So I see this older brother, sizing her up. So, you know, I'm looking like this brother's audacious. Like, I'm standing right here. You feel what I'm saying? And he just going to try to holler at my shorty while I'm right here. You feel what I'm saying? So he walks up on me and, you know, he trying to holler at her. And I'm like, yo, what you doing, bro? So he says to me, he's like, but you got her outside. I said, brother, we all outside. I was 14. I was 14. I had no idea what was going on. You got her outside. I'm like, son, we're all outside. It was summertime. I was lost. I'm like, we all outside. So, and he's seen, and I guess, going back to what we said earlier, I think he's seen the innocence in me that he took it upon himself to educate me at that moment. You feel what I'm saying? When he because I'm like, bro, we out, like, I was lost. So he started to explain it to me. You feel what I'm saying? Why she should be on the inside and I should be he gave me two different perspectives though. He gave me the perspective about selling. Then he gave me the perspective about, when people put the jacket down, you know what I mean? So they can step over the puddles. And he was also talking about, when you're walking on the side of the road, cars coming by, they might splash something. Brothers that get it on them first before they get it on the big puffy dresses. So he gave me different perspectives at that moment. You get what I'm saying? But I was like 14 years old, bro. And I was just like, bro, we all outside. Like, everybody started laughing. He even had to laugh. I was just like, huh?
Yeah, I've heard those perspectives too. I heard that, okay, if she's on the outside, that means, okay, you're selling her, blah, 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 all that. And, the puddles and all that. But I feel like, once again, physics, it's like, okay, I don't want her clothes to get messed up, but I don't want my clothes to get messed up either. You know what I'm saying? But, okay, as a man, I'm supposed to take the puddle and you don't take the puddle?
I don't take that outside street thing. I don't care about that. But I throw this in. Look, when you're in love with somebody, you're going to give them little signs, let them know that you love them. As long as it's being reciprocated. I'll make sure I say that to her. So if I'm holding the door open for a lady because I love her and I want her to go before me and probably watch her walk by too, but you know what I'm saying? But the thing is, but as long as it's being reciprocated, I know she's doing things, little signs that show, she holds it open for me too. I'm not against that. You know what I mean? I'm not against that. I feel if I'm in love, I'm going to do little things. Yeah. As long as it's being reciprocated. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. But see, you're adding a whole nother element to it, which makes sense. It's like, if I love you, I'm willing to die for you, no matter what. So that might mean me pushing you out of the way and taking the full blunt of the Ford F-150. Okay, but on our first date, it's our first date. Don't expect, because I have a penis, I'm going to put myself in harm's way for you, bitch. I don't know you. So you feel like men should just do that for you. I don't know you. We haven't established a relationship. So you're right. If I love you,
I want to throw that element in,
fuck that shit. If I love you, you're like, son, if I love my dudes, nigga, I'll put my life on the line for you. If I love you, I love you. I don't give a fuck if you got a penis or a vagina. You're my dude, and some shit goes down, I might take that bullet because, man, I can't see you dying. I'd rather it happen. Right. That's what love is, But to expect that because you have a vagina, I'm just gonna up and give my life because, bitch. I don't want to. You know what I mean? We haven't established that yet.
And the thing is, you be laid up in the hospital and you find out you ain't even like her ass no more.
Right. I think women are expecting that. They're expecting, well, you're the man, so you should just automatically give your life. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is some Titanic shit. Let the men lose their lives and let the women.
Don't get me started on that Titanic thing, man. They could have both been on there. They both could have been on that door, man.
That's a fact.
All right?
That's a fact.
For real. Don't even get me started on that.
That's a fact.
My man, torso all frozen.
I'm telling you, one door another one opens.
That's what I'm saying, man. Go sideways. You can do anything.
Go ahead, Dre.
Oh,
Dre.
Man, that was getting good too. I want to hear him break down his Titanic theory.
Frozen is gone.
We lose him.
Around all
Let me see. We did choose to pod during a storm. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I ain't gonna front. She hit my guy with the Drago. She laid on that shit real. Like, if he dies, he dies.
Right.
Yo,
See
he
if he
just
could
see
come
why
back in.
eye to eye. He turned sky blue.
That
I
got me
swear to
so
God,
annoyed, man.
damn.
For real.
Yeah, I saw the trigger happen. You know what I'm saying?
Bring up that
Yo, yeah.
uh,
I don't even know how we got to that with the mother. I don't
I
even know.
mean, we
Oh
were
yeah,
we were supposed to be talking about stereotypes, but it went left.
we stuck on one ass stereotype though. We got to talk about the other ones though. You feel what I'm saying? They talk about feminine and masculine, which is interesting because I think that I think we possess both. I think we possess both. You feel what I'm saying? I
Uh-huh.
think at times certain behaviors or mannerisms might be distributed a certain way when you're in a certain environment.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Like I know brothers. I remember we was growing up, and they used to use the word finicky. I don't know if y'all brothers familiar with that. Finicky or flamboyant, but we had cousins. You feel what I'm saying? That was finicky. You know what I mean? But I just seen one of the same one that masculine in them up. You feel what I'm saying? I seen him the other day. I was looking for the mannerisms. You feel what I'm saying?
Yo,
Listen,
yo,
see, you see,
yo, man,
taking it
yo,
far
man.
now.
He gonna come with me. We was familiar. we was familiar with the term finicky, but just because somebody was quote unquote finicky, that don't mean that they wasn't considered to be. You know what I mean?
Let's end it here, fellas.
Yeah, we
All
can
right,
we can we can we can save it for next time.
Yeah, we can come back and revisit stereotypes. Thank you, fellas, for joining me, weathering the storm, literally. I appreciate y'all. And
Ah.
viewers, we see y'all next month.